On the day we were supposed to register our marriage, I waited all morning, but Su Yao never showed up. I called her frantically, searching everywhere. Suddenly, her assistant, Ji Chang, sent me a photo. It was Su Yao and Zhu Cheng, fast asleep together in a hotel bed. The text read, "Director Lin, President Su worked late last night and is sleeping in. I will have her call you when she wakes up." Staring at those words, my ears buzzed, and my world lost all color. "Sir, are you okay?" a registry staff member asked, catching me as I stumbled. Eventually, a cold calm washed over me. After the initial agonizing sting, my love for Su Yao completely shattered. I picked up my phone and texted Zhu Cheng back. "No need. Let trash stay in the trash can." Returning to the office, I walked straight to my desk and booted up my computer. I opened a blank document and typed out my resignation. With every keystroke, memories flooded back like a relentless tide. 3 years ago, when Su Yao took over Su's corporation, suppliers did not trust her leadership. They hesitated to continue collaborating, leaving several key projects in limbo. The company's cash flow was on the brink of collapse, and she was completely at a loss. Madly in love back then, I joined the company without a second thought. To turn things around, I used my expertise to lead the development of a highly competitive new product. I negotiated with key suppliers late into the night to secure better terms, and eventually brought in a powerhouse investor. We survived the crisis, and our miraculous turnaround became a well-known success story in the industry. Su Yao was hailed as a legendary businesswoman. At our victory celebration, I gathered my courage and proposed to her. She wept and said yes. At that moment, I felt like the happiest man alive. But somewhere along the line, she changed. Her smiles grew rare. Her gaze turned sharp and cold. Fueled by a public adoration, she became obsessed with power and control. During strategy meetings, she stopped listening to my insights, dismissively rejecting my ideas with an icy authority. She even began to downplay our relationship at work. She claimed it was just to avoid workplace gossip. Yet, her attitude toward her new assistant, Zhu Cheng, was completely different. Zhu Cheng was a fresh graduate who made constant mistakes, but instead of reprimanding him, she would comfort him with unmatched gentleness. At first, I did not suspect anything, but then she started taking him out to movies and amusement parks, activities far beyond professional boundaries. I realized they were crossing the line. When I tried to remind her to keep her distance from him and remember that I was her boyfriend, it only led to explosive arguments. Today, when she stood me up on our wedding registration day just for him, I finally knew it was time to let go. Suddenly, my office door slammed open. Su Yao stood there, ordering coldly, "Lin Ye, meeting room." Now, before I could answer, she spun around and walked off. I left my resignation letter on my desk and headed to the conference room, where the senior management was already gathered. "I have an announcement," Su Yao said, scanning the room with absolute authority. "Given Zhu Cheng's outstanding performance as my assistant, particularly in market feedback and client relations, I am promoting him to Vice Director of Marketing, effective immediately. He will assist Director Lin." The room erupted into hushed murmurs. Zhu Cheng had barely started. He had 0 achievements, doing nothing but serving tea and taking notes. How did he get promoted to Vice Director overnight? Talk about a rocket speed rise. Gu Chen bowed with a mix of excitement and anxiety. "Thank you for your trust, President Su. I still have a lot to learn." I scoffed quietly. It took me 3 grueling years to earn the director position. Now, she was just handing it to her favorite boy. It was utterly sickening. Hearing my scoff, Su Yao locked her eyes on me and commanded, "Director Lin, you have the experience. Since he is new, you need to guide him. Use the new product launch in 3 days to show him the ropes." I refused, I said, my voice colder than ever. "The marketing department has no room for a brown-nosing green tea." The room fell dead silent. No one expected me, who had always been completely submissive to Su Yao, to decline so ruthlessly in public. Gu Cheng's face turned pale, his eyes welling with tears as if he had suffered a massive injustice. "I know Director Lin has some misunderstandings about me. Please give me a chance." "Director, I promise to work hard and not disappoint President Su." Su Yao's eyes softened with pity. She pulled out a tissue, gently wiped Zhu Cheng's tears, and then glared at me, her face like ice. "Lin Yi, my officer." Her voice carried an approaching storm. I stood up. I followed her out. Once the office door shut, her tone surprisingly soft. "Lin Yi, I know you are throwing a tantrum over this morning. I forgot about the registry office because an incredibly important client came up at the last minute. I could not postpone it. I did it for the company, for our future. We can get registered any day. Once this busy period is over, we will pick a good date. If you are angry, take it out on me, but do not bring it to work." How ironic. I never expected her soft words to be nothing but a web of lies, or to protect another man. Her acting had definitely improved alongside Zhu Cheng. She did not even blush while lying. I gave her a sarcastic thumbs up. "Lin Yi, you do not trust me." A flicker of panic hit her eyes, but she kept up the act. I handed her my phone, exposing her lie. "You really go above and beyond, President Su. meeting clients directly in a hotel bed. Your dedication is truly beyond my reach. She quickly stammered. I worked too late, so Jiu Cheng took me to a hotel. We stayed in separate rooms. Nothing happened. I did not tell you because I did not want you over. Your petty DLC has caused so many of our fights. I am exhausted. Your talent for making excuses is truly remarkable. President Su, no wonder you are a celebrated business leader. My sarcasm struck a nerve. Like a spark hitting gasoline, she exploded. Lin Ye, do not push it. This personnel decision is a directive, not a negotiation. You do not have the right to refuse. In the past, her anger terrified me, and I would do anything to make her smile again. But now, I just stared at her, feeling a cold, dead peace. As long as I am the marketing director, if you dare force Jiu Cheng into my department, I have 100 ways to make his life miserable. I waved my hand, dismissed her completely, and walked out. Something crashed heavily against the door behind me. I did not resign immediately, only because our new product launch was in 3 days. Though my feelings for Su Yao were dead, this product was the result of our team's sweat and tears. I could not let it fail. I decided to make my exit right after the launch. Back at my desk, I noticed my resignation letter was gone. Ignoring it, I kept working on the launch materials. After work, I returned to the apartment we shared and started packing. I did not own much here, mostly professional books, some industry files, a few suits, and some personal items. Everything else had made this place feel like a home bore Su Yao's mark. Halfway through packing, the electronic lock on the front door beeped, followed by the hurried clicking of high heels. I paused, frowning. Su Yao rarely came home this early anymore. Lin Ye, where are you? I am starving. Is there food? She called out. I pushed my suitcase aside and walked out. Well, look who is home. What brings our busy CEO back so early? Drop the sarcasm. Lin Yi, it's been a day. You should be over it by now. I want your sweet and sour pork. Make some for me. In the past, after every fight, I would swallow my pride, and she would throw me a bone like this. I used to fall for it instantly. Over time, she took it completely for granted. Sorry, we have not cooked in ages. If you are hungry, order takeout. I am not cooking. Su Yao frowned. Can't you just talk to me normally? You never used to be like this. I scoffed. I tried talking nicely before, but you never listened. I leaned back on the sofa, mocking her. You always just shut me out. Seeing she took a moment to calm down, then walked to the kitchen, returning with 2 cups of instant ramen. See, you cannot even take care of yourself without me. She smiled. With the launch so close, our marketing director cannot starve. Staring at the noodles, memories flooded back. During the company crisis, we worked tirelessly, living off the instant ramen she made. Back then, I jokingly promised to eat her ramen for the rest of my life. Seeing my expression soften, she quickly added, I know you misunderstand Jiu Cheng, but trust me, he's a good kid. Just guide him. My heart sank. Even now, it was all about Jiu Cheng. She would not even let me cherish his sweet memory. Have him report to marketing in 3 days, I said, wanting to end the conversation. That was my deadline anyway. By then, I would be long gone. I knew you were the best. She beamed, kissing my cheek. My shoulders are so stiff after today. Come massage me. I have missed your touch. Stretching, she walked toward the bedroom. I wiped her kiss off my cheek with disgust, my eyes cold as ice. She turned back and gasped. Lin Ye, what is that supposed to mean? She had pulled out my half-packed suitcase. Since she saw it, I decided to lay my cards on the table. It means we are done. Su Yao, let's break up. She just laughed. Lin Ye, you are a grown man, playing the packing game. Don't you find this childish? Before I could speak, her phone rang. It was Jiu Cheng, his panicked voice clear through the receiver. President Su, I am so sorry. I messed up the documents you asked me to organize. What should I do? Don't worry, I am on my way, she replied with immense tenderness. Just stay put and don't touch anything. I'll handle it. At the door, she glanced at my suitcase and pointed a finger. We'll talk when I get back. Don't pull any childish running away stunts. I don't have time for your games. Seeing her double standards, I let out a bitter, cold laugh. I did not wait around for her to return. Grabbing my suitcase, I walked out of that lifeless house without a single regret. For the next 3 days, I buried myself in work at the office. We were busy preparing for the product launch, but on the night before the big day, I was handed my resignation letter, fully signed by Su Yao. Director Lin, President Su has accepted your resignation. Pack your bags and get out. Gu Cheng sneered, waving it in front of me. Her elegant signature sat right at the bottom. You don't need to attend tomorrow's launch either. Su Yao knew how critical I was to the launch. She would never accept my resignation now. Something was highly off. It seemed Jiu Cheng wanted to steal my spotlight. I looked up calmly at Jiu Cheng, caught in his little scheme. He showed no shame. Instead, he smiled smugly. Don't worry, I'll prove I'm better than you. Then I'll look forward to your perfect performance tomorrow, Assistant Jiu. I replied with absolute calm. I calmly started packing up my things, taking my sweet time. The new product design was complete, and I had personally overseen every single stage of development. It was ready for a successful market launch. If Zhu Cheng wanted to steal my hard work, let him try. By the way, to thank you for getting this done, I said, waving my resignation letter. Here's a piece of advice. Zhu Cheng's eyes lit up. For tomorrow's launch, wear a diaper. I would hate for you to wet yourself. Meanwhile, the Su Group's product launch venue was absolutely dazzling. Reporters and cameras packed the room, the air thick with anticipation. But as the mastermind behind the product, I was nowhere to be found. Backstage, Su Yao paced back and forth, frantically calling my number, only to get that cold, robotic voice saying, "The user you have dialed is temporarily unavailable." Time ticked away. The guests took their seats, and the opening music filled the room. Zhu Cheng seized his moment and volunteered. "President Su, Director Lin must be tied up. Why not let me handle it?" Seeing her hesitate, Su Yao hesitated, but Zhu Cheng patted his chest confidently. "Don't worry, President Su. I have memorized all of Director Lin's presentation slides and the core technical specs." Su Yao took a deep breath. With no other choice, she had to let him go out there. "Just focus on the core features and advantages. Keep it concise," she warned. "Trust me, President Su," Zhu Cheng replied, a gleam in his eyes. He grabbed the presentation notes, smoothed out his tailored new suit, held his head high, and stepped onto the stage. The spotlights hit him instantly. He flashed a practiced smile and scanned the crowd, feeling like the center of the universe. This was the moment he had always dreamed of. "Our brand new Xingyao phone series," he announced, utilizes an industry-leading ultra surround drive architecture. By combining hardware synergy with smart algorithms, we have boosted processing efficiency by over 80%, while cutting power consumption by 20% in typical scenarios. Zhu Cheng spoke confidently, his voice loud and clear. He laid out the specs, tech highlights, and market positioning with perfect clarity. He even added some supposedly forward-looking analysis that was never in the original files. "I prepared." The media and the audience nodded in agreement, flashing their cameras. Watching from the backstage monitor, Su Yao finally relaxed and looked at Zhu Cheng with deep admiration. As the room erupted in applause, Zhu Cheng wrapped up his speech, standing there basking in his own glory. Then came the Q&A session. A reporter asked, "You claim the Xingyao phone targets high-end business users, but it is priced 15% higher than Qingwang Company's flagship. How do you plan to justify this massive price gap? Are you relying solely on brand premium? Or do you plan to make up for this with innovative marketing or channel strategies?" Zhu Cheng froze. He had absolutely no idea how the pricing strategy was calculated. With no real answers, he sputtered empty corporate buzzwords. "We are entirely confident in our ability to overcome these challenges through company efforts," he stammered. Another reporter stood up. "Your phone uses the new Qinglong chip, but T Company is the only supplier in the world. Rumors say their main factory line was recently hit by scandal, causing production to plunge. How will the Su Group guarantee enough inventory for launch and a stable supply later?" "I assure you our supply chain is perfectly fine," Zhu Cheng said, wiping sweat from his forehead as a barrage of questions followed. A guy who only memorized slides had no chance against professional journalists. Zhu Cheng was soon drenched in sweat and looking completely pathetic. The room turned cold, and reporters began whispering in disappointment. Backstage, Su Yao's face turned completely pale. She stormed onto the stage and grabbed the microphone. "We apologize, but due to unforeseen circumstances, we are wrapping up today's event. We will host an online session later to address your questions." The launch ended right there, leaving a terribly awkward silence. The whole event collapsed in absolute embarrassment. Back at the office, the furious clicking of high heels announced Su Yao's arrival. She slammed my door open, yelling, "Lin Yi, you owe me an explanation." But the room was completely empty. Only my sunflower sat quietly on the windowsill. I once told her that sunflowers represent belief and unwavering love. As my words echoed in her mind, a wave of cold dread suddenly gripped her heart. She rushed straight to the HR department. Her voice trembled as she confronted the manager. "Li, what happened to Lin Yi's office?" Startled by her furious expression, the manager stammered, "President Su, Director Lin has officially resigned." Hearing those words, Su Yao felt like she had been struck by lightning. I never approved any resignation, but you did sign it. Assistant Zhu brought it over yesterday." Trembling, the manager handed her my resignation letter. Staring at her own signature, a memory suddenly flashed in Su Yao's mind. Yesterday Zhu Cheng had brought a stack of files for her signature. He kept showering her with sweet talk and praise, completely distracting her. She had just signed everything blindly, never imagining my resignation letter was hidden in that pile. A cold chill ran up her spine, and the room started spinning. Realizing he was in deep trouble, Zhu Cheng rushed forward, putting on his usual pitiful face. "President Su, it is all my fault. I was careless and did not check the files." Usually, playing the victim worked like a charm, and Su Yao would comfort him instead of punishing him. But not today. With bloodshot eyes and pure rage, Su Yao swung her hand and delivered a deafening slap right across his face. "How dare you?" she shrieked, her voice cracking with fury, completely losing her usual cold composure. "I am not a fool. Did you think I would not see through your little schemes?" The HR manager quickly intervened, saying, "President Su, please calm down. Perhaps go check his home." He knew all about my history with Su Yao. Right home, he must be waiting for me there. Su Yao sped all the way back, her dread growing as she remembered me packing my bags. She burst through the door, only to find the house as empty as my office. Every single trace of me was gone. "No, he loves me too much to just walk away," she muttered, trying to reassure herself. "He is just playing hard to get." She called Zhu Cheng, barking a harsh order. "Find where Lin Yi is right now, or do not bother coming back." While they were holding that train wreck of a launch, I was sitting in the airport VIP lounge watching the live stream. Seeing Zhu Cheng crash and burn, I felt a surge of emotion. I stood up, clenched my fists, and burst out laughing. "Serves you right, Su. Now you can see what a useless clown your precious little darling really is." Suddenly a burst of laughter erupted nearby. I looked over and saw a familiar face staring at her phone, laughing hysterically. "Hey, keep it down in public," I said. "Have some manners, will you?" I grumbled. Lin Wanchen turned around, her smile freezing the moment she saw me. She rolled her eyes dramatically. "Lin Yi, why are you here?" No wonder my right eyelid was twitching all morning. Total mood killer. You see, Lin Wanchen was the CEO of Qingwang, our biggest rival. Our companies had been at war for years, and thanks to my strategy, the Su Group usually won. Naturally, whenever she saw me or Su Yao, she would bristle like a startled kitten. "Wait a minute," she said. "Why are you here? Shouldn't you be running that big launch?" she asked, realizing the situation. I glanced at her screen. She was watching the stream too. "None of your business," I muttered, closing my eyes to ignore her. But she leaned closer with a mischievous grin. "Did you two have a fight, or did she find someone else? Come on, tell me so I can celebrate. Your pain is my absolute pleasure." I was too exhausted to reply, so I just tuned her out. She scoffed and stopped teasing me. After a while, a loud commotion woke me up. "Miss, you cannot go in there." I opened my eyes to see Su Yao pushing past the airport security and bursting into the VIP lounge. Her hair was messy, and her eyes locked onto me. "Lin Ye, have you thrown enough of a tantrum? Get up, we are going home." I resigned, President Su, I replied calmly. She lowered her voice, trying to sound reasonable. "Lin Yi, aren't you just throwing a fit because I was close to Zhu Cheng?" "Fine, I promise to keep my distance from him." "Oh, please don't," I smiled. "I actually ship you two. You guys deserve each other. Please, stay together forever." I chuckled. "Don't push it, Lin Yi. The launch was a disaster and I need you. I am literally begging you to come back." She reached out to grab my arm, but I brushed her hand off with absolute finality. "Su Yao, we are completely over. Stop bothering me." Her face turned pale, and a desperate plea entered her voice. "You are lying to me. Lin Ye, you promised you would take care of me forever. Did you forget? Why don't you let your cute little assistant take care of you?" I clearly did a terrible job anyway. I remained cold. "How many times do I have to tell you? I only see Zhu Cheng as a brother," she shrieked, growing hysterical. Without a word, I pulled out my phone and played a video a friend had grabbed for me. It showed the night before our wedding. Zhu Cheng and Su Yao walking into a hotel room together, holding hands. They didn't leave until the next afternoon. "So this is your definition of staying in separate rooms and doing nothing?" "It is not what it looks like. Let me explain." "That does not prove anything happened." I stared her down, stripping away her excuses word by word. "The moment you allowed another man to spend the night alone in your room, whatever happened inside stopped mattering to me. Do you get it now?" The color drained from her face, exposing her deepest guilt. Furious, she snapped back. "What do you know? If you had actually needed me, instead of being so brilliant and overshadowing me all the time, I wouldn't have gone to him for comfort." In that moment it hit me. Su Yao was just obsessed with being idolized. She wanted to be needed. All my hard work to build up her company and protect her was viewed as a threat to her control. Zhu Cheng's pathetic vulnerability had fed her ego and need for dominance. My entire worldview completely shattered in that second. Being too successful was my crime. What a brilliant piece of logic. "Su Yao, if you are bursting with maternal instincts, go adopt a child from an orphanage. Why drag a pathetic piece of trash like Zhu Cheng out of the dumpster and treat him like gold? Lin Ye, you bastard," she screamed, her pleas and desperation instantly shattering into pure rage. "Do not think I cannot survive without you. The Su Group will do just fine without you." "Oh really?" I replied, a slow smirk spreading across my face. My smirk widened with sheer relief as I picked up my suitcase. "Well then, I wish you the best of luck." My quiet words hit her like a slap to the face. I dragged my luggage past her, nearly bumping into Lin Wanchen, who was hiding in the corner. The famous rival CEO was happily munching on melon seeds, her eyes sparkling with absolute amusement. She was clearly enjoying our drama like a primetime reality show. I boarded the plane, found my seat, and buckled my seatbelt. I was trying to close my eyes and shut out the world. But Lin Wanqing's voice drifted over from the next seat. Talk about bad luck. During the flight, her eyes never left me. It was unbearable. I forced my eyes open, only to meet her wide, gossip-hungry eyes. She looked like she was holding her breath, dying to ask me something. I sighed and told her to just spit it out. Instantly her face lit up. Leaning in, she whispered, "Really? Then spill it. What's the crazy drama between you, Su Yao, and that innocent-looking GU guy who brainwashed her? Seriously, are you really the fierce, no-nonsense head of Xinguang Group?" I groaned. "We are off the clock. Do I seriously have to keep a straight face 24/7? She pouted, her curiosity clearly eating her alive. "Just tell me." But my answer was simple, no comment. I crossed my arms. Lin Wanqing's excitement was instantly doused in cold water. She glared at me, her pretty face twisting into a pout. "Then why did you let me ask Tia?" "Cheapskate." Huffing, Shua turned away to watch a drama. The plane landed in beautiful Qiang City. Su Yao and I used to dream of coming here, but now I was traveling alone. After grabbing my luggage, I took the hotel shuttle. But just as I pulled out my key card to open the door, the room directly opposite mine swung open. I stared, completely speechless. "Are you kidding me?" Lin Wanqing and I gasped in unison. The next morning was beautiful, so I dressed down, put on sunglasses, and prepared to head out. But the moment I opened the door, there she was, smiling triumphantly. "I know everything," she bragged. "As your rival, I keep close tabs on every move Su Group makes." I just nodded blankly and tried to brush past her. "Don't be mad," she said, catching up. "Su Yao just has terrible taste. Throwing away gold for absolute trash." I stopped and frowned. "What exactly are you trying to say, Lin Wanqing?" She replied, "I mean, since she threw you away, join me." She patted her chest and winked. I stared at her, dumbfounded, realizing her phrasing sounded a bit suggestive. She blushed and quickly clarified. "I mean, join Shin. Together we can crush Su Group and make her regret everything." "Not interested." Later on the beach, I stared at her holding a coconut. "I told you, I'm not interested." She took a sip and smiled. "I knew you'd say that. But even Liu Bei visited the cottage 3 times. I'll win you over. Don't you have actual business here?" I tried to snap her back to reality. "Recruiting you is my top priority. My assistant can handle the rest. Now, let's relax." Out of nowhere, she whipped out a massive water gun and targeted me. She started blasting me. Over the next few days, she was everywhere I went, like she'd planted a tracker on me. If I walked down an ancient stone alley, she'd skip along behind me with a backpack and an ice cream cone. When I climbed a misty mountain peak, she dragged herself up, gasping for breath, only to instantly cheer at the gorgeous view. We traveled like this for over 2 weeks. She took great care of me, never bringing up the job again. By the scenic coast, I finally had to ask, "Lin Wanqing, are you abandoning Xinguang Group to be my full-time tour guide?" She put her hands on her hips. "Are you crazy? That's the empire my dad built for me. Did you really think I was just playing around?" She waved her phone with a smirk. "Technology changes lives. I approve deals and run meetings late at night when you're fast asleep." That's when I noticed her faint dark circles. She looked exhausted but excited as she planned our next move. "Lin Ye, let's watch a puppet show tomorrow." I shook my head and stood up. "I've had enough fun." She froze, looking incredibly tense as I've stretched. "We can't just play forever," I said, stretching. "I need to earn a living. I wonder what the pay is like at Her beautiful eyes went wide, suddenly sparkling like a night sky. "Lin Yi, you mean it?" I nodded. "Yes." "Awesome. Name your price." She squealed, jumping like an elf. Then she glared and lunged at me. "Wait, you were just teasing me. You better not give me a hard time once you start working." I dodged her playfully. "Depends on your behavior." She pouted. "Fine, but we're still watching that puppet show." A few days later, I quietly joined Xinguang Group. She wanted a massive welcome ceremony, but I refused. I wanted to avoid unnecessary trouble. Lin Wanqing understood and didn't push. Instead, she petarded her chest. "Don't worry, Lin Ye. I know you hate superficial networking. From now on, you just focus on your designs. Turn your genius ideas into reality. Leave the annoying suppliers and picky distributors to me," she said with a confident smile. "I've got it covered." A warm feeling washed over me. I felt truly valued. It was a level of care I had never received from Su Yao. I threw myself into developing our new product. Lin Wanqing gave me complete creative freedom and full control, fast-tracking every resource I requested. Ideas that Su Yao had rejected as too risky, expensive, or complex found fertile ground here. Inspiration flowed, and we broke through every technical barrier. I had a strong feeling we were building a truly revolutionary product. A product that would rewrite the industry's rules. Right as we were finishing up, an unknown number called me. It was Su Yao, sounding exhausted. "Lin Ye, I was wrong." I hung up immediately. Time to change my number. The next evening, I found Su Yao waiting by my apartment building. She was wearing the yellow dress I used to love. Her eyes lit up as she rushed over. "Lin Yi, you're finally back." She smiled warmly. She waved an insulated lunchbox. Have you eaten? I learned how to cook just for you. For a second, she looked like the girl I used to love with all my heart. But that beautiful past was long gone, destroyed by her own hands. If there's nothing else, please leave, President Su, I said, cold as ice. She grabbed my hand, begging, Lin Yi. I fired Zhu Cheng. Can't we go back to the way we were? I shook her off. Don't discuss me, you don't deserve it. I walked away. I'm so sorry. Please forgive me. Didn't you want to marry me? Let's get our license tomorrow. She pleaded desperately. I looked her dead in the eye and said slowly, no, thank you, Su Yao. I sincerely thank you for not showing up at the registry office. You cut my last string of hesitation, allowing me to walk away. No, you love me. I know you do, she muttered hysterically. I ignored her and closed the door. Over the next few days, she kept showing up, playing the victim. It was incredibly annoying. Once I called the police, she finally stopped. Later, rumors reached me that Su Group was crumbling much faster than expected. It was a total collapse. First, the core projects designed by her Professor Zhu Cheng, which she fully funded and pushed to the market, failed miserably. Between severe design flaws and broken promises, customers were furious. Major clients abandoned them. In a rage, Su Yao fired Zhu Shen, but he retaliated by leaking Su Group's unreleased technical parameters, confidential pricing data, and key client information to their rivals. He sold everything to eager competitors. Out of anger and regret, Su Yao took legal action and sent Zhu Cheng to prison. But the damage was done. Su Group was ruined, never to regain its former glory. Meanwhile, Qingwang dominated the market with my new product, becoming the industry leader. That's when Su Yao found out I was behind their success. Driven by desperate rage, she showed up at Qingwang's lobby. She screamed at the top of her lungs, Lin Ye, you traitor. Her voice was shrill with raw hatred. You ruined us. You stood by and did nothing. You ungrateful wretch. Are you happy now that Su Group is destroyed? Her shrieks echoed through the sleek, modern lobby, sounding utterly unhinged. The news reached me quickly, and I rushed downstairs. But Lin Wanqing was already there, firing back with rapid-fire, razor-sharp insults. You have the nerve to call him a traitor, Lin Wanqing snapped. Open your blind eyes. Who drove Lin Ye away? Who ruined contracts and leaked tech secrets for a worthless loser? It was you, Su Yao. You did this to yourself. What gives you the right to throw a tantrum here? Your own incompetence destroyed your empire. Wake up, Su Yao. You brought this misery entirely on yourself. You threw away gold to dig through trash. Lin Wanqing was usually sweet to her team, but when confronting an enemy, she transformed into a fierce, ruthless force. Her sheer presence was overwhelming. She backed Su Yao into a corner. Looking pathetic and completely defeated, there was no trace of the proud female CEO left. Snapping in humiliation, Su Yao lunged at her. You little witch, this is all your fault. I stepped in and slapped Su Yao across the face. She froze in disbelief. Lin Ye, you struck me. I won't let you disrespect my boss, I said coldly, looking at her like she was a total stranger. No, you loved me too much to be this cruel, she sobbed, collapsing to the floor. She finally realized that the man she took for granted, the one who would have given his life for her, was gone forever. The man she humiliated and pushed away was never coming back. Back in my office, Lin Wanqing bounced up to me like an excited kid who just won a playground fight. Did my speech make you feel better? Her eyes sparkled as she looked for praise. Don't do that again. What if she lost her mind and hurt you? I scolded gently. She pouted, saying, sorry, but I'll do it again. I really didn't know what to do with her. The little witch was about to leave, but Lin Wanqing blocked the door. With her hands behind her back, she tilted her head, blinked those alluring eyes, and drawled, Director Lin, I just got your major revenge. Don't you plan to thank me? ... Thank me. Looking at her face leaning close, practically screaming, give me a reward. I was tongue. Any material gift felt too cheap. While I was still frowning, trying to think, Lin Wanqing stepped even closer. Her smile deepened. Standing on her tiptoes, cheeks flushing, she leaned toward my ear, laced with a hint of hidden nervousness in a rare, serious tone. She whispered, why don't you just be with me? She quickly added in a voice that was low and soft, like a feather brushing over a starlit lake. 3 months later, Lin Wanqing and I smoothly got married. That night she was lounging on the couch handling work when she suddenly giggled. Ziza, guess what? Business just came in. She handed me the tablet. The screen showed a buyout offer from the Su Group with a ridiculous low price. The kicker, they wanted Su Yao to be my special assistant. Why hasn't he given up? I raised an eyebrow. Because my husband is just too amazing, Lin Wanqing teased, blinking, her eyes shining with mischief. I pulled out my phone and found the photo of our marriage certificate from our nightstand. Sent him this. Lin Wanqing's eyes curved into playful crescents. Great idea. Her fingers flew as she sent the email. A few seconds later, she suddenly pulled me close, kissed me quickly, and snapped a photo. Let me add a sweet, real-time close-up to the reply.